Gotta get out of my head, gotta get out of my bed. Gotta stop worrying about all my problems and focus on finding solutions instead. Change up the vision, been on a mission to count on my blessings instead of my bread. I've been addicted to better in every component I know I control for I'm dead. Finally figure out pin that. If I'm talking, I'm making an impact. If it's hate on the way, then I skip that. If I said it, you know that I meant that. And in fact, I won't be throwing no stones, rather be setting the tone. Oh man, I gotta get it, I'm grown, even if it's on my own. Oh man, enemies trying to get rid of me, tendencies that'll turn kin to the enemy. Pretend to be with the team, here's my remedy. Focus on me and the things God getting me. Seeds planted, grow my entities, been going hard. The intensity, how that work out, splendidly. Focus on me and the things God getting me.
Yo, what is up, people? What is going on? We are here. We are back to talk another episode of Monarch. Got my brethren in the house, Mr. Brandman. Tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks again for having me. First and foremost, you could find us on YouTube under Spoiler Kings. You can also find us on Facebook under the same name, Spoiler Kings. And we have an Instagram page, Spoiler Kings Review.
Absolutely. And I was on there last night. We were talking about Invincible. And Invincible episode compared to this episode, oh my God. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not even close. Definitely not even close. But guys, I am back on my channel. The strike is gone, so I will be streaming more on the channel this week, and later on we will be doing From, which will be joined by Brandman and Tank and Brian. Have you watched From yet, or are you just starting now?
I'm just starting. I've been playing catch up. I've done it on recommendation of Brian, but very underappreciated show. I know it gets acclaim, but I think it could use more acclaim.
Oh, 100%. All right, so how far are you? How caught up are you?
Oh, I'm way behind compared to everyone else.
I got you.
I'm pretty much still on the first season.
Oh, okay. Well, you got a lot more to go for sure, but you'll definitely enjoy the episodes that we do tonight. It'll be fun. I'm not sure which ones we're doing yet, but I'll find out when you guys come in later on. But guys, we are here to talk about Monarch. To be honest with you, we're just going to talk as long as we can because there really was not much to unpack in this episode. Let me just do this before we get into it. So, Brandman, first I want to know your overall thoughts of this episode.
You know what? I was giving this season the benefit of the doubt with the last several episodes because it had kind of hit a standstill for me and was kind of slowing down. But I was patient with it. I'm a patient person. You know, that's what I do. So it had enough goodwill for me. It garnered enough goodwill in the past for me to give it the benefit of the doubt. But this episode, man, what happened?
I couldn't tell you, bro. I just
exactly.
You know what I mean? I feel like you did. I seen this episode and I was just like, oh man, this episode was a drop off from what we've been watching, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last week wasn't that good either, and then this episode was like, oh.
Yeah, I thought it got to like an interesting start with Skull Island and him seeing Kong. They talk a little bit about how time works differently on Earth versus the kind of like pocket dimension or whatever that they go into. So it kind of laid groundwork to do something interesting, and then they never did.
Fact.
They go full on art house drama soap opera. On this episode. If they hadn't been doing the soap opera stuff already, they just went all in this time. That's all it was, dude.
Yeah, I agreed.
That's all it was.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just like, and every time you think something is going to happen with the monsters and Monarch, this was barely even about Monarch.
Facts. And I was and I was just gonna say, because he said something. It started off with Kong, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be interesting."
Yeah,
and then nothing. You know what I mean?
And then it's like they're taking the everything with Monarch and the monsters, and it's almost like they're dangling it in front of you, like that. They're dangling it in front of you, and then once it seems like they're getting closer, they kind of yank it back.
Yep, 100%. Because when I was watching this, I was like, okay, so it's starting off with Kong, because that's how it starts off. We see Kong, we see Hiroshio. He's on Skull Island, and he's taking like drawings of Kong, and then Kong does a little like snarl at him,
Mm.
right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Like, oh, cool. It's like, okay, Kong, about time. And then Hero runs off, and we never seen Kong again for the rest of the episode.
Exactly. Exactly.
I was just like, man, this was horrible because I was hoping for a lot more. And then even there's a scene where we get, Godzilla. They show Godzilla and Godzilla's fighting the Titan, and I was like, okay, this is interesting, but it
Hmm.
wasn't. It didn't really happen.
Exactly. Nothing. They give you barely anything to work with this episode.
100%. Now I get it because we talked about it before, where it's like, if it's a TV show, you can't expect the CGI to be like, this $1 billion or $1 million movie, $100 million movie that they make. You're not gonna have that, right? But man, give us something, because right now it's just soap opera stuff that we've been watching, and I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. I'm not feeling it at all. You know. I'm. I'm here for Monarch and the monsters.
Facts, one hundred
You know.
percent, 100%. This episode, we get to Hero is talking to his father, and his father basically tells him that going into the rift, it was like 1 year for 1 day or something like that, right? So he was gone. For him, it was like 2 days, but it was actually 2 years he was
Hmm.
gone. And he said, oh, it's great to see that I get to spend some time with my son. Now, we get this now after he died. So I'm like, do I even care about this conversation? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It goes nowhere.
Absolutely nothing, because we already know what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we get to the funeral, and they did exactly what I said they were going to do. He was going to have a problem with Kate.
Kate. Yep.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And Kate,
And
yeah, go ahead.
Kate was doing her Kate thing.
Absolutely.
What are you doing? I got killed. It's all my fault.
Yeah, 100%.
Uh,
We're gonna have to talk about this, and he's like, listen, it's your fault, and she's telling him, because I guess you could see it that she was kind of possessed, right? So she's telling him like, I wasn't in my right mind or anything like that, and I get his anger, but at the same time, these people have been risking their life for 2 seasons trying to fight titans. Somebody's gonna die.
Yep. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I get
Hmm.
it. It's their father, and they weren't expecting that, but it's just like, okay, it felt like they're trying to force drama in.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Between the two siblings, and not really feeling that. So
Hmm. Yeah. It felt like this episode had bits and pieces of things that they could have run with in full, but
hmm,
maybe something got lost in translation in the writers' room, or there were too many cooks in the kitchen, and they didn't know which direction to go, so they just kind
absolutely.
of dumped everything kind of half-assed in a pot.
Absolutely. Because even we get to a point towards the end where we hear the Titan, and Kate's like, oh, that's distress. It's in pain. So I'm like, okay, so now we're going to have this connection, and the Titan's not going to be this bad Titan that we think it is at the beginning of the season? And I'm just like, I'm really curious to know where they're going to go with this.
Yeah, and by the time it ended, I'm kind of asking myself, where can they go? Are they even
Hmm.
gonna really realistically stick the landing with this? Because we're coming up on, this was episode 6, so what, we
Yeah,
have we have 2 more episodes.
pretty much. Yeah.
Um, I'm kind of asking myself, can they whirl this around? And I
Can
don't think they. Yeah, and I don't know that they can. I think I'm kind of fearing, honestly, man, that it's too far gone.
And I'm right there with you because I'm feeling like, I watched season 1 and it was so good. Like I don't remember having an issue with any of the episodes. And then I'm watching this one. Now we have 2 episodes that weren't that good. And then you're like, where do they go towards the end of this, right?
Mhm.
Like because there's something else that happens at the end, which we'll talk about a little bit later, which is like, okay, so they're gonna bring someone else back now. I like Godzilla, Kong, like you're teasing us with Kong at the beginning of the first episode, and then we don't see Kong until that little piece that we saw now. It's kind of weird.
Right?
But Shaw ends up meeting Zook, who was back there working with Monarch in the past, and they have a little conversation there. And he's telling them about his Titan phone, right?
Mhm.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't really get a great explanation of the Titan phone. Did you?
No, and I even had to rewind it to make sure that I didn't miss anything. And no, no, they didn't give you an explanation.
Right, because it seems like okay, so it opens up a rift, but is it using? Are you able to use it to like communicate with the Titan? I don't know because their plan, of course, is to try and call Godzilla, but like, can you communicate with Godzilla with that? I don't know. It's just kind of weird that they're bringing certain things into this now. I guess like you said, I
Mhm.
feel like they caught themselves in a corner and like, okay, how are we gonna end this? And they're just adding stuff right now.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, you know. And they're adding stuff very late. You
Yeah.
know, this subplot, especially with this character, it was something to potentially bring in earlier, and um, with them trying to communicate with Godzilla, it was something that deserved to be ran with earlier, introduced earlier in the season, and they could have ran with it throughout the season.
Absolutely, 100%.
Mhm.
I agree. Because again, they've done good jobs with the flashbacks in the show, but I think the flashback in this episode was absolutely unnecessary. Like it didn't push the story along at all, right? So we get to it, the part of the episode we get to the flashback. We see, I keep forgetting her name, but Herschel's mom and Bill, and they're actually going into the Monarch office, right? So this is their first time there, and then they're laughing, they're happy. Shaw comes in, and then Shaw says, "You know what? I'm not gonna be working with you guys anymore. I'm gonna be going to work with some army dude and stuff like that." And I was like,
Mhm.
he'll be back, but again, I didn't really care about this. What do you think?
Um, yeah, I didn't care. I'm right there with you. It's you know they're introducing these things at a time where where I'm becoming progressively less invested,
Yeah.
and we're nearing the end. So really, realistically, how far can they go with it?
Absolutely,
Mhm.
100%. And I feel the same way with you. It's like I was so invested in this show at the beginning, and then these
Mhm.
last 2 episodes where it's kind of like, you need to really have these next 2 episodes stick the landing, right? And I'm sorry, but these next 2 episodes have to have Kong or whatever Titan Godzilla you're bringing in there, and there has to be some sort of Titan fight. Like there really
Mhm.
has to be some sort of Titan fight because right now it just feels like I'm watching Days of Our Lives.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
we get to May, and May decides she's going to see Hiro, right? Hiroshi, I think his name is. She's going to see him because she knows about his father dying, and she's like, "Oh, I should have been there, but I couldn't be there because I didn't know if I was wanted." And he says, "Let's go out for a drink." So they decide to go out for a drink. But first, he asks, "Did you go see my sister first?" And I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I didn't catch it, but I didn't see and maybe I missed it, but I didn't see that there was some sort of like attraction between the two of them, Kate and May.
Yeah, that was something that I never really caught beforehand, or I don't know if just wasn't paying enough attention or
That's what
what,
I'm
but
saying.
yeah, it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't see that either because obviously, guys, they go out to go have a drink, and as they're having their drink, Hirosho pretty much tries to kiss her, right?
Mhm.
Over here.
Yeah.
And she's like, whoa, no. And then he's like, oh, yeah, my sister didn't want you anyways, or something like that, and then walks away from it.
Mm,
And I was like, okay, I guess I missed something because I had no idea that there was some kind of sexual tension between those two. So,
Me neither. It just I had gotten a platonic vibe from them earlier on in the show, and that dates even back to season 1.
yeah, absolutely. Same here. So, we get to Shaw. Shaw ends up going to his house, and in the house, he meets his father, right? And I was wondering why we're getting this kind of stuff in there, and then we see at the end why they actually brought the father in. But again, it was just a conversation like where I was like, okay, this is a nothing burger, right? They're sitting there. He's telling him he wants to go and, make sure he's good for his interview tomorrow. Father's like, oh, don't worry about it. Have a drink with me. And I already knew his father had done some shady shit already, right?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it was like, yeah, just have a drink with me. And they have a nice little conversation there. But again, to me, it meant nothing. It really
Yeah,
meant nothing.
no, yeah, no. That was all I was. That was my main thing that I was thinking the entire episode. What does any of this mean?
Hmm. I
You
mean,
know.
I guess it connects back to what happens at the end, right? You got to introduce the father, and then at the end, guys, when we get to it, but the father, we hear the father, and it's kind of like I guess, some time travel stuff going on again, right?
Mhm.
So I guess we're gonna have that, but I guess that's why they brought the father into this episode. But again, that brings another thread into the show where I don't think it needs because we haven't even handled the ones we have already with the Titans, you know?
Right. Hmm.
So I definitely didn't like that. I thought, okay, whatever. But then we get to Shaw, and Shaw's having dinner with Kate and with, I can't remember her name anyways, but Zook. And this is where he finds out about the phone. And for some reason, I don't know. Shaw pours out the alcohol, and then he's like, "Oh, bring me the good stuff." And I guess he wanted him to show him something or whatever. But you wasted some good alcohol, bro.
Yeah. Why'd you do that, man?
You know what I mean?
What
Like
are you doing?
you could have just simply asked him to show you what you needed him to show you, but instead you went and you had to say, "You know what? I'm gonna pour this out." It was weird. It was weird.
Hmm.
You know, a lot of things were weird. Then we get to Shaw. He wakes up. He gets to go to his meeting, and as he's going to his meeting, he meets his father, and this is what
Early
happens.
meeting, skip breakfast. You hungry? There's a place a few blocks away. Has flapjacks so good, they'll make you cry.
Well, it's a really nice offer, but I don't think I should be late on my first meal.
Nonsense, already. You puckered the heads up.
I ate already, so
Son,
just
if you don't have one of them flapjacks, I'll have you court-martialed.
So,
The
yeah, go
the only
ahead.
my only takeaway from this conversation is those flapjacks sounded bomb.
Facts, right? You know what? I would have went for them too. But again, it's just another kind of cock blocking situation from his father, right?
Mhm.
His father's like, you know what? We're going to instead of going to your meeting, I'm going to take you here and this and that. So he has an ulterior motive behind that. So
Mhm.
now they went to this restaurant. I don't know. Maybe you can remind me. Was this different before? Because they act like, oh, this is a different restaurant, and I'm guessing they've been there before or something.
That's what I thought. I thought it was different.
I
Hmm.
got you. Yeah, some different restaurant, but that's when they have the issue. Let me see if I can find the spot. Is it here yet? No, it's not here yet. Um, Again, so we get to Shaw, and he decides, I want to talk to you. I want to see what you have. And then he tells him he has this.
To come up with something new.
Oh, yeah. Did you use this to draw a Titan away
Yep.
from major city?
Theoretically.
How about toward a target of your choice? Well, we're just talking theoretically, right? So indulge me. How does this work?
It didn't. You see, for all these years, I've pondered the wrong question. Now, that I know about time dilation. I simply need to calculate the time difference between our world and Axis Mundi.
Axis Mundi, that's the spot. So first off, he's like, oh, can we use this to, lure Godzilla or a Titan anywhere? And that's not even what it does. It opens up a rift. I don't get it.
Same. I was like, what does the thing do? Like, what's the ultimate end game with this?
Exactly. And then again, we already know you trying to bring Godzilla into the mix. That's not going to work out. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime you try to control a Titan or anything like that, it's not going to work out. Now I know by this time they already know Godzilla is a little bit friendly. So, well, not friendly, but he's not going to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? Like he's going to fight and defend his realm or whatever. But again, you want to avoid these Titans as much as possible. But I guess, Shaw's like, we're going to use Godzilla to fight Titan X. So weird. Weird. And then this is where
You can still be.
Hirosho tries to kiss her.
Sorry. No, it's okay.
It's my mistake.
No, it's fine.
I'm the wrong Randa.
It's weird.
You prefer my sister, no?
Kentaro.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she didn't want you after all.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Now you're just being salty. Now you're just being petty because you got
Facts.
shot down.
He got shot down.
Yeah.
He
Take it
tried
like
to-
a man.
Facts, 100%. You tried to kiss her. She didn't want to have nothing to do with it. And now you're crying about it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I get that you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, but man up.
Facts.
Rejection happens, dude. Don't pout about it.
No, it's funny because I used to have a friend that used to do that, right? Whenever we'd go out or something and he tried to pick up a girl and the girl ain't having it, he'd start cursing her. Fuck you, bitch. I didn't want you anyways. You know what I mean? Like, bruh. Like, calm down, man.
Take it on the chin. It's the nature of the beast.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
100%. You're not going to hit all the time, but there will be those times when you do hit. And, you know what I mean? Like, just being a dick about it just doesn't work, you know?
It made me audibly cringe.
Absolutely. Me too. Now, as he's doing that, this other chick walks over and she's wants a drink and she's having a conversation with him. And she says she's someone's daughter. I didn't catch who it was though. I'm like, oh, I don't know that name. So do you remember? Do you know whose daughter that is?
No, I didn't even the name didn't ring any bells. Might have to go back in previous episodes or read up on it later to see what I missed out on.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I did not understand the name she said. Does she say it here?
You had to take your shot, right? Cheers.
I think it comes up later where she says the name. We'll get to that. But then we get to Kate, and she's talking to her grandmother, and she's telling her grandmother that she feels the vibrations and she doesn't understand what it is. The mom says, oh, I think I know what it is.
No, you're not. Tell me everything.
Yeah.
We need to take measurements of the signal you're receiving. We might be able to retrofit some of his equipment. What are they doing?
I don't know. Where you go?
So basically, what they're saying is she is receiving signals, and for whatever reason, anytime she puts her feet or she gets into the water, she can amplify the signals, which is something we talked about last week, to where it's like, if they're gonna do this damn connection with the Titan, I'm gonna start to check out.
Yeah, and here we go. Exactly that, some kind of psychic link with with the Titan. I'm like, here we go.
And one of the worst characters in the show too, right? Now we got to deal with this crap from her. But I'm just like, okay, so they got a connection, but they go find Shaw, and Shaw's getting ready to call Godzilla, and they're telling him it's not a good idea.
Are you out of your mind? They're not attack dogs to be sick on one another.
What if you've got the biggest, baddest dog in the fight? We're not opening a rift. We're simply testing its capabilities.
Again, so he says we're not opening a rift, we're testing its capabilities. But what did they end up fucking doing? They opened up a rift.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly what happens.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here and I'm watching this scene and I'm like, listen, you sound like Apex right now. That's exactly what Apex was trying to do. And now that's what you want to do, right? Apex was trying to control them. You're trying to control them, but in a different way than Apex did. So what your plan is doing is absolutely no better than Apex.
Exactly.
Was not a fan of that, bro, at all. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just like, yeah, now everyone's... What is everyone doing on this? Like, you know, they're just... You know, especially, yeah, why cross that, you know, that kind of moral barrier?
Absolutely.
That, you know, that... We had that between, you know, Monarch and Apex, or this kind of group and Apex, and now it's just like, why? Like, what are you doing?
Makes no sense, brother. I'm telling you that. It's like they're making all these horrible decisions in this season. Now, hopefully something will pay off in the next 2 episodes or whatever. But right now, it just feels like they're making all kinds of stupid decisions. I'm not understanding where they're going with this, right?
Exactly.
So we get the next conversation from this girl, and let me see if I could find out where she says her name.
Showing all that destruction and death on loop, it just makes people know.
You know, so that when the moment comes, you don't pay.
How do you know I've seen a Titan before?
I guess, assumed. I knew I had too much to drink.
Who the hell are you?
My name is Isabel, and I'm Walter Simmons' daughter, and...
Wait, what?
Walter Simmons, she said.
Walter Simmons. Who is Walter Simmons?
I have no idea. Let me see if I can find something.
Yeah.
She said the name, and I'm like, I don't know who the hell Walter is.
Yeah, because that name wasn't ringing any bell.
Same
here.
here.
He was in Godzilla vs. Kong. Now I remember his
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just Googled him, Walter Simmons. Okay. Shit. What did he do in that? Because I don't remember at all.
He wasn't the one responsible for Mechagodzilla. What? No, I think he was. He was the one directly responsible for Mechagodzilla's creation.
Yeah. While in actuality masterminding the constructions of Mechagodzilla as part of a plot to kill the usurping Godzilla. Okay. So this is before Mechagodzilla. Okay, I got you. Okay, interesting.
Did they send you to spy on me?
No, they didn't. There was a little bit of stalking involved, but no. They didn't send me. They actually said that I shouldn't approach you because you probably would be too angry.
Seems like good advice.
I don't know. I guess I just don't believe that you're ready to give up and let Monarch take...
So she wants to... I guess she's working with Apex because she says Monarch taking over. And I guess she's trying to help. But again, at the same time, we already know what Apex is doing, right? So... But she says she's not like the rest of them and he don't trust her. But she gives us card and she says, okay. She says, okay, call me if you change your mind.
Yep.
Then we get to another conversation again, another nothing brother conversation with Shaw and his father, and this is where she's telling him, "Oh, was it a girl? Yes, it was a girl that left." And then he's pretty much telling Shaw that he has the plan and Shaw's gonna do whatever he tells him to do because he doesn't want Shaw to ruin his life like he did to him. So again, another nothing burger, right?
Yep.
What if Godzilla emerges?
Okay, so technically they know they're going to make a rift, so they're talking about it. And we get this scene here, which I thought was cool. I'm going to play it, but again, another scene that ended up being nothing. You know, I think this is actually what we want. This is what we've been waiting for in this show. You know,
this is what expect, right?
Mm-hmm. And we see Godzilla, and it looks like he's about to fight Titan next.
Yep.
It's okay. I told you it doesn't want to harm us.
And then he wakes up. Now, I knew it was a dream sequence because it happened way too quick for you know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, Godzilla just pops up. We ain't seen Godzilla throughout the whole show. I knew it was a dream sequence, but at the same time, I was like, this is what we want to see. So if we don't get none of that in the next 2 episodes, yeah, this season's probably going to be worse than Cross, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. At least Cross didn't really backtrack with anything, and at least had a coherent story that constantly moved forward.
Absolutely.
They just have no idea what they're doing, unfortunately, and it's just going in all directions, and can't go all the way with any of them. It's tripping over itself.
Yeah, 100%. They're focusing and I know last season focused on the characters and stuff like that, and I get that, right? It's one of those character development shows. But in this one, or at least this episode, we get a lot of character development that was unnecessary. Like we didn't need to hear him talk to his father and have his father show that his father was like obsessed with him and wanted to control his life and stuff like that. It was like we didn't get no information, you know? So I don't like that.
Me neither.
Then we get Shaw. He gets into his apartment, and that was kind of messed up. That when he got into his apartment, he had no electricity. He just turned on the light, like he got no electricity. Like, bro, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, yeah. Go ahead.
I get it. I get it. I get his upcoming crash out.
Yeah, me too. I'd have been pissed too, right? They're like, I can't even get electricity in this motherfucker. Like, what are we doing here? Right. So he crashes out, and then Hiroshio calls the girl and says he wants her to prove that she's different. And then we cut to Kate and his grandmother, and they're monitoring, trying to see what's going on. So Kate gets in the water. And they start able to hear some of the sounds. Kate comes back up and she says it worked. Listen.
That's panic.
But
Did it? Listen. What is it?
Do you hear that? That's panic. That's fear. I think it's lost.
that's panic. That's fear. I think it's lost. So that's where they're going with this Titan X thing, right? It's not that it's trying to kill anybody or anything. It's panicking. It's lost, and it needs to find its way home. Kate's going to help it find its way home. But listen, you a human being. How you hear that sound and know that that's panic?
Exactly. You're barely even acquainted with these things.
Facts, 100%. He's like, no, that's fear, that's panic. You could tell that. I was like, okay, I guess your connection is stronger than I actually thought it was, but I think absolute garbage. Like, I'm just, again, like I said, there's a lot of this episode that really didn't mean nothing. we get to Zook and Shaw, and they're setting up their plan. But we go cut back to Monarch first, and of course Shaw comes in, and he pretty much tells her that he wants to come back to Monarch, and she says why. He says because he didn't like the way his life was going to be, and then she says okay, because it's not the same without you, and then boom, he's back at Monarch. So him leaving and doing all of that stuff was a waste of time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, we just followed this storyline just for him to end up right back where he was when we started up the episode. So I guess he has a little bit more of a now I need to be with Monarch type of thing because I don't want what else is out there. But at the same time, it was a waste of time. Like, a lot of the stuff in this episode was a waste of time. What do you think?
Yeah, it was a total waste of time because they didn't run with it. They the way that they end this episode on a note that it's going to be further explored on next week's, but they're just making it really difficult to be invested because what if they get sidetracked again with all these other subplots that they dumped in?
Facts. 100%.
They're doing the as the expression goes, it really feels like they're just throwing shit and trying to see what sticks. But the problem is nothing's sticking.
Absolutely. This is what sometimes you fear this type of thing when you're watching a second season of a show that was good, right? I mean, you had such a good season in season 1, and then you get to season 2, and it's just like, oh man, you guys are really crapping the bed, and I'm kind of disappointed. But I think the season will never be like as good as the first one. But if they do something good in the next 2 episodes, I'm willing to give it a pass. But it has to be something good, like.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, like they can't afford to do anything less than. At this
Absolutely.
point.
Yeah. And not just one, like not the last episode. The next 2 have to be bangers, or else I'm just gonna call this season a failure. But we get to show I don't know if this is the normal type of whiff or anything. Because like, oh, did you see what we did? Right? It was amazing. And this is where he says, oh, I did shut it down, so the riff was still doing what it was doing. And then we see this little gust of light. Let me see if I can get to it. So like there was a little beam of light right at the end, which I don't know, I guess it signified something. But then Shaw ends up, oh, that's where it is right there. Right here, as it's dying down. That flash of light goes up.
You catch that?
And I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know if it means anything, but I don't know, man. What do you think it was?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Because he says, did you see that, right? So he's putting emphasis on it. That means it is something that happened that they've never seen before. But I guess we find out next episode what it was, I guess.
Yeah. If they decide to go all the way with it.
Facts. They may just leave that for next season if there is one.
Catch you up.
And of course, Zook
My
didn't see
instruments are
it.
reading something, but it doesn't make sense.
Who cares? That was great. I don't even know what we just did, do you?
No.
Should tell you not to mess with it again then. But now we hear this on his walkie-talkie. Satellite phone, whatever.
Who is this? Who am I speaking to?
So he's getting a message from his father, right? And I'm guessing his father's dead by now. So it's
Right.
probably something from the past.
Hmm.
And I guess the episode ends like that. So we got to wait till next week to find out. I mean, I thought it was interesting, but again, it was like, okay, so you're bringing something else in this that they have to do instead of actually fighting the Titan. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's kind of what I gained from it. Yeah, I'm assuming his father is since dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's gonna be like a frequency situation. If you remember that old movie with Jim Caviezel
Yes.
and Dennis
Yeah.
Quaid,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that's immediately where my thoughts went.
Interesting. Yeah.
Hopefully we're not. Hopefully we're not dealing with time travel now, though.
Well, I
But
mean, you see, we haven't really had time travel technically, but kind of, sort of, because whenever you go in the riff, it's slower, the time travel slower. So,
mhm.
one day down there is like a year. But no, this seems like actual time travel stuff, like, again. So that's what all these shows are time travel, bro. Everything's putting time travel in there now.
Time travel is in now. It's the thing, man.
Yeah, well, let's get some time travel going on in real life so I can go back in time and win the lotto.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
I'm right there with you. Yeah,
You
let's
know
do
what I
that.
mean?
Mhm.
I'll win like 5 lottos in a row because I'll know all the numbers, and yeah, that'll be good. But
Mhm.
what were your thoughts on this final episode, this last one? What did you think about it?
My thoughts on it were easily the most frustrating episode I've watched this season.
Agreed.
I've been giving it the benefit of the doubt, but now the kid gloves are off. This episode was lame, dude. It was lame, 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 lame.
In fact,
It
I,
it went
I'm. Go ahead.
no, it went nowhere. I
Hmm.
don't even think the. I don't even. I feel like in the writers' room, if there were more than one writer, they were getting in the way of each other. They
Hmm.
they didn't know what the heck they were doing. They didn't know what the heck to stick with. Um, they were this episode. I I've very seldom do I see things like self sabotage like this,
Hmm.
and this episode just very much got in the way of itself.
Absolutely, 100%. Didn't do a good job of anything in this episode, too. I'm right there with you. I remember messaging him, like, oh, another bad episode. You're like, I'm watching it now. And I was just thinking, oh, shit, okay. I know he's going to feel the same way I did because nothing happens, right? And usually I'm okay with slow episodes or even filler episodes, if you want to call it, as long as something happens in them where it's like, okay, this is interesting. But
Mhm.
nothing happens in this episode, and it's just a bunch of filler for nothing. So, I'm gonna give this episode. I'll go with what you. This is a later. You know what I mean? Watch it later. This is a C episode at best. So that's what I'm giving it. What about you?
I'm with you. This is a later. You have to watch this out of obligation, just if you want to watch it all to completion. Um,
Absolutely,
one of the more lower tier episodes of Monarch as a whole, though.
I agree,
Which
100%.
it pains me to say it, but yeah. I'm still trying to cling to the hope that they'll have it together with the next two episodes, but we're gonna see. I hope
Me
so.
too. Me too. I
Mhm.
100% hope they get it together next two episodes. But if the next episode is bad, then even if the last episode is good, it's just there's no saving the show for me. You know what I
No.
mean?
Mhm.
So it has to be good for me next episode. That's all we got for this episode, guys. Like I said, there wasn't really much to unpack and break down, so we just went and talked about absolutely what happened in the episode, which was absolutely nothing, right? I think they kind of confirmed some of the stuff that we talked about already with her having the connection with the Titan and stuff like that. So other than that, you don't get nothing new from this episode. Want to tell the people where they can find you, Brandman?
Yes, once more, you could find us on YouTube under Spoiler Kings. We have a Facebook page as well with the same name, Spoiler Kings. Also, if you happen to be on Instagram, you can find us under Spoiler Kings Review.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. In about 30 minutes, we will be doing the From Watch Party, so make sure to check that one out too as well. You will definitely enjoy some of the stuff that they do on that show because it's a lot better than this right now. But other than that, man, I guess we out. So see you on the next one. Peace.
I know that they're playing on my downfall, but I know my purpose here is bigger than me. Every time I'm lost, I find my way. Okay, I ain't never stressing. Okay, bring on all my blessings. All my blessings. Let them lead the way. All my blessings. Hey. You ready? All my blessings. Hey, yo. Gotta get out of my head, gotta get out of my bed. Gotta stop worrying about all my problems and focus on finding solutions instead. Change up the vision, been on a mission to count on my blessings instead of my bread. I've been addicted to better in every component I know I control for I'm dead. Finally figure I've been that. If I'm talking, I'm making an impact. If it's hate on the way, then I skip that. If I said it, you know that I meant that. And in fact, I won't be throwing no stones, rather be setting the tone. Oh man, I gotta get it, I'm grown, even if it's on my own. Oh man. Enemies trying to get rid of me, tendencies that'll turn kin to the enemy. Pretend to be with the team, here's my remedy. Focus on me and the things God getting me. When these seeds planted, grow my entities, been going hard. The intensity, how that work out, splendidly. Focus on me and the things